Hey guys, Caleb here. Today I'm getting Continental's new Grand Prix 5000 STRs 32mm installed tubeless on my Enve Foundation 45s. I'm excited as this guy. Helping me today is Ben from Belmont Wheelworks in Belmont, Massachusetts, one of the most helpful and friendly local bike shops in town. We'll go through the setup of one wheel and tire, but we're starting now. Ben is installing the rim tape that came with the Enve 45s and starts around the valve hole to make it easier to count how many times he's wrapped the wheel. You see that he's pulling on the tape quite firmly, ensuring that it seals the rim as best as possible. Rim tapes come in different widths, and you'll want to make sure that you get the width that matches your inner rim diameter to get the perfect fit. If you aren't sure, I'd suggest bringing your wheels to your local bike shop and have them suggest the correct rim tape width. Much like adding a proper foundation to a building, this first step will ensure that your tubeless setup is as airtight as possible. It's also important to note here that because these are brand new wheels, Ben didn't have to wipe down the tire with any isopropyl alcohol, as it was already clean. If you are installing tape on a used tire, this step would be required. Ben is a perfectionist. He first creates a hole with a pin to prevent any tears in the tape, and then proceeds to use a rat tail filer to increase the width of the valve hole, a few millimeters at a time around the circumference of the pinhole. This reduces the possibility of a tear and creates a clean circumference for the valve. Ben had already installed the front tire on the wheels, so this was round 2 for the rear wheel. For the second tire, he had one of his newer guys try with his hands. This guy is probably 6 foot tall, 220 pounds, and had hands twice the size of mine. And as you can see, he was really fighting with the STRs. Being specifically designed to be a tubeless tire seated in rimless wheels, this STR have even tighter bead than the other models. I don't recommend trying to do it this way, as there is a good chance we'll lose some skin. Ben then proceeds to add air to the wheel and tire. Here you can see him adjust the tire at first, as the tire wasn't expanding even with the air compressor. This was good to see, as you will want to make sure that the beads of the tire are seated properly around the valve core. Ben then proceeds to add air to the tire first, before the sealant. At this point you'll want to hear the tire snap into place with a few loud cracks and pops. People add sealant at different points, but this is one of the cleanest ways I've seen it done. Ben removed the valve core, releasing the air from before. The beads are already seated quite firmly in place, so at this point he then proceeds to pour in about 60 milliliters of sealant directly into the valve, followed by gently pumping the tire from the top to allow the sealant to flow in naturally. This prevents any weird backflow, and if you use a syringe, the possibility of the sealant squirting out when you pull it off. He tightens the valve with a tool, and then proceeds to fill the tire again with air. The last step is to give the tire a good shake around the valve, and to spin it a few times to make sure the sealant is wet across the entire rim. Another tip that he gave was to pump the tire up to the maximum recommended tire pressure, which was just under 75 psi with tubeless. He said to keep it at this level for around 24 to 48 hours, and then to adjust according to your weight. For me, I keep it around 50 to 55 psi at 175 pounds. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this quick and easy video, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.